few tips, but I'll try and be brief. The best piece of business advice, Leila, that I've ever been given, and I think this is very relevant to start-up companies, especially start-up companies, is that no one really cares about your business apart from you. Now, that might seem very harsh, but when you start to think about that, people are passionate about their own business, and that's great, because if you're not passionate about it, you shouldn't be doing it. But that passion is often not shared by other people. So the lesson from that quote is that for your business to make an impact, you need to prove how good you are rather than just try to tell people how good you are. And that was a piece of advice I was given 30 years ago, and I've applied that in everything I've done. A little bit of humility, and recognizing that you consistently have to deliver value to partners, to customers, and to your employees. I think in terms of where we are now, in terms of a post-pandemic world, it really is time, I think, to rethink every aspect of our businesses, and to break away from the legacy technologies and the legacy thinking and the legacy cultures that have really acted as a constraint to innovation and transformation. I think, as I said earlier, we've got a once in a lifetime opportunity here, so let's grasp that opportunity. I think there's a consensus that the nature of business needs to change, that successful businesses of the future will be those who leverage the full potential of digital, but also those businesses who have a higher purpose and not just profit maximization. Those businesses that can make a contribution to society, whether that's sustainability, equality, or whatever. It goes without saying that we need to always remember that we're in business to deliver value to customers, not just shareholders. So remaining or retaining that customer focus is absolutely essential. And to reassess our underlying business model. Because again, COVID gives us a once in a lifetime opportunity. So if I take the industry that I worked in as an example, higher education, there's a lot of discussion taking place now because of COVID between face-to-face teaching and online teaching, and online teaching is not as good as face-to-face teaching. That, to me, misses the point entirely. And we now have access to digital technologies that can allow us to reimagine the whole of higher education, and using that technology to open up higher education opportunities to people who, for various reasons, whether it's income or location or work commitments or whatever, just cannot afford to go full-time on campus. And that is no longer required in my view. And I think just one final thing I would mention here, Leila, is this is a short-term thing, but I can see it becoming permanent. We have to remember that our people, our staff, our partners, our customers have been through one hell of a journey in the last 8 months or 9 months. And there is evidence that this is having mental health problems, that's affecting people's well-being and so on. So, just maybe a little bit more in the way of a more kind of caring and people-orientated approach certainly wouldn't go amiss.